Hey there, guys and gals. This is the SonicFire Barrel Brake IX2. It is a brake loading shotgun, and I am super excited to mess with it. I don't know when the SonicFire brand, or I guess subcategory, came out, but I don't see them anymore, so I don't expect there are too many more. Alright, without further ado, we're going to break this bad boy open, and well, before we do that, let me not throw it on the floor. What does it come with? It comes with a dart rail. It comes with its own darts, which are kind of cool. They're red darts. They have holes in the tips, so I'm wondering if they're whistle darts, which means I probably won't be firing them. I'll be firing my own darts. But yeah, we're going to break this bad boy open, and I'll show you what you get on the inside. But yeah, this is the Barrel Brake X2. Interesting. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's super cool. Interesting. Let's read the instructions. Well, first of all, we're going to put this on because it's super easy. You just snap this tactical rail on. Ba-bam. Is that the correct direction? I don't think that was the correct direction. That doesn't matter. This holds your darts. If you want to put some darts in, naturally it'll hold all the different kinds of darts, so don't worry about it. X-shot, anti-strike, waffle darts, elite darts, they're all the same width across. So, cool thing, it says you pull the trigger halfway to fire one dart, or both, or pull it all the way to fire both. So let's see if that works. We're just going to load it up with some darts and see how it fires. Since I'm going to be inside, I'm going to use the red darts. Like, I'm not going to lose these because they're inside. So, we're going to put the darts up here, where they belong. Keep two out. Load these two. So, to load, you flip this switch, you pull forward, and then you tilt up. And then you just shove a dart in the hole as far as it goes. And then you pull down, and you pull back. And as far as I know, there's no prime or anything. So, one thing to note is that when you are loading it, you want to turn this so that these two arrows line up. Oh no, I guess I shouldn't have done that while there were darts in the chamber. But basically this tells you when it's the furthest apart it can get. You load up your dart. It has a little stopper in there so that you know where to stop. So, like the Chronos blasters, there's actually a second click you have to hit before you can push it back up. So if you're locked in, you just go in one more time. It's like the Chronos pistol, where when you pull it back, there's a stop before the actual all the way back stop. So it'll get stuck if you don't do that. We're just gonna reload it. Now that we know the trick, you just push it down a little further. It's kind of like an emergency brake on a car. So it's stuck again. Go down, up, snapped into place. So half trigger is supposed to be one barrel. This one does not. There's no gap. It's just that's where the trigger pull is. Like it says, pull it halfway to get one dart out, but there's only one stop on this. I don't know if it's defective or if this is the second version and it's a little different. But yes, it does fire. It fires totally fine. I'm just going to go through a firing demo real quick. I will fire off the rest of the shot. A lot of people were saying that this is a very weak firing mechanism, but it actually seems to me like this version is pretty good. I would also assume that the SonicFire version came out after the original, so it might be a little different now. Where the original version, I think, was an old, might have had the 2 clicks, but this clearly only has 1 click. There's no... maybe it's so light. Yeah, it might be that it's so incredibly light of a trigger press between half and full that I'm not getting the 1 dart at a time. I'm just going to fire it to make sure that that's the case. I'll try and fire it as gently as possible. I'm going to grab all 8 of my darts. Also, move this closer. I hope that that was in the screen. Don't know if it was. No, you probably wouldn't have seen it bounce off. But they both fired out the same. A lot of people have been complaining about the barrel break that it fires differently between the 2. All right, we're going to go ever so gently. No, I cannot get it to fire 1 at a time. Maybe I just have man hands, but it seems like I can't get it to fire 1 time. Now, for the next phase of Does It Fire, we're going to load it up with AccuStrike darts, waffle darts, and some X-Shot darts. And I'm pretty sure that all of these different dart types are going to fire perfectly fine. I don't think that there's any reason for them not to fire. Fire them just to make sure. AccuStrike first. Load them up. Load them up. Snap, snap. It came out kind of weak compared to the new darts. Waffle darts are next. Waffle, waffle. Came out fine. Next up is X-Shots. Now, X-Shot darts are a little shorter, so as you can see in the actual barrel, they don't reach the end. Make sure they fire. They come out super weak, probably because they're not reaching all the way back into like the air pressure firing mechanism, which is absolutely understandable. Now, what we're going to do next is head over to the firing range, and on the firing range, I've changed things up a little bit to make it easier because my house is still technically a mess. If you've been watching my other channel or checked out my blog, you know we had to take a whole bunch of stuff out of the crawl space and move it to the den, and that moved a whole bunch of other stuff elsewhere, and it's just a mess. I want to make as little of a mess as possible. As you can see, there's still boxes everywhere. It's not my favorite thing, but what can you do? So yeah, we're going to move over to the firing range. I'll show you the new setup. It's way simpler and makes much less of a mess. So yeah, we're going to head over there. Setup. It's literally this one little target, and it is very, it's gonna, because the top one fell off. Nothing is sticking properly to this stupid grill. I'm hoping it doesn't fall while we're here. I tried Funtack didn't stick. Now there's just regular tape up there. I'm going to be firing from the same distance that I normally fire from, which is about 20 feet, 25 feet. People have been complaining that the barrel break does not have the power of a regular Nerf gun. Like, it's more of a secondary in any case. I mean, simply based on the fact that it only has 2 bullets in the chamber, also makes it a secondary. But they were saying it's underpowered like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire off 2 elites, then 2 more from the barrel, or from the, I'm going to make words one day. 2 more from the attached rail. Then it'll be waffle dart, and then AccuStrike, and finally X-Shot. If any of them can even hit the target. Remember, I'm about 20 feet away right now, and I am firing. I'm trying to use the sight, but you can't really use the sight if you have bullets in the rail. Yeah, firing now. Those two darts came out pretty much exactly straight, which honestly gives me hope for the future. So I'm breaking the barrel, loading up the next two release, aiming a little lower. One of them went straight. These are whistle darts. They just don't whistle all the time. It seemed like the left chamber fired out way harder than the right chamber on that. These are waffle darts. Let's see if we can get anything with them. Pretty even, actually. They dropped way faster than you believe. Next up is Anti-Strike. Anti-Strike party here. Anti-Strikes pretty much dropped right out. That does not give me hope for the... You'll see in the video, they didn't even reach where the camera could see. X-shot darts, I also think they're going to drop right out the barrel. No, the X-shots fired, but they were much lower than the waffle darts or the elite darts. So, what do I think of the barrel break? I was scared at the beginning, and it was just my own fault, which I'm happy about, that, like a lot of the elites, there's a spot where you can't go back, and that just means you have to go forward over forward. Gotta wait for that second clip. I'm also a little weirded out that there's no priming mechanism on this blaster. It just straight goes from the trigger press. Also, it's really cool that they have an ambidextrous loading system. There's one on the right side, if you're using it left-handed, and there's one on the left side if you're using it right-handed. So technically, unfortunately, you still won't be able to use this particular blaster one-handed because unless you put it between your legs and held it and then stroked it like that. So I know where you guys are going with it. The rail attachment, though, is super cool because many of the Nerf blasters you'd have to pay separately for junk like this. But in this case, this is really cool, and I can add this to any Nerf Rail that I have, which I'm a big fan of. Clearly, I'm going to be using it on this for now, but this is a pretty okay blaster. It also has a sling mount, which I did not mention earlier. It's pretty heavy, though. I feel like if you slung it to like your jeans and you didn't have a belt, your pants would probably fall down. So probably wouldn't recommend it for that. But as a secondary, I'd recommend this. It also is really, I just love brake loaders and lever action and all stuff like that. All that old school goodness, that's what I love in blasters. So this is definitely more aesthetic than competition-wise. But it's a cool blaster to have on you. And if you were cosplaying, I think this would be a good choice for, like, say if you were cosplaying, I don't know, the Punisher, this would be a good choice for him because he would definitely use a double-barreled called-off shotgun. You'd clearly have to paint it, but I actually kind of like when they're painted clear like this. That's what people always say. So yeah, that is the Barrel Break IX2. And if you guys like what you saw, please like. If you want to see more content like this, and I'll see you guys and gals later in the next.